is legendary band Tower of Power, who is celebrating their 45-year anniversary. We were lucky enough to be invited on the road with them as band co-founders Emilio Castillo and Stephen Dop Kupka tell us their incredible story in their own words.
We are Tower of Power, and Tower of Power is a soul band. Playing soul music well into our 45th year.
I was a soul music aficionado. I had this little soul band called the Motowns. He liked it, and he came up, he said, you have a good band. Only one thing wrong. There's no bottom in your horn section. By the way, I play the baritone saxophone. So I was looking for one of those kind of psychedelic names, you know, Strawberry Alarm Clock, 13th floor elevator kind of names. And there was this list at the studio that we were recording at, and it had all those weird kind of names. And I was going through them. None of them really related to us, you know. But I saw Tower of Power, and I thought, yeah, that kind of describes us. I took it to the guys. Yeah, Tower of Power.
You got to funkify.
Yeah.
You got to funkify.
I'm telling you.
He and I started writing together, writing songs. It was his idea to write songs. I would have never thought of it.
What is it?
Tell me if you think you know.
You know, we're kind of unique because we can't help it. It's just the way it sounds. But we write original soul music. Doc's a real quirky guy, you know, and right from the beginning when we started writing songs, you know, he would have these kind of weird ideas lyrically, and I was sort of like the filter, you know, and that kind of became a trademark. And then once you sort of realize you have a trademark, you kind of, you know, polish the diamond, you know. And so we've just kind of developed this style that's a unique soul music. I mean, people would hear Tower of Power nowadays, and I don't even know if they'd go soul, you know, based upon what soul is today. You know, but we come from the 60s soul music, 70s soul music era, and we just took it to a quirky place that's all our own.
There's a few times we got off course during the disco era. We tried to do disco during the Machine era. We tried to do a song with Machines, and during the soft jazz time, we tried to do a little soft jazz, and it always didn't work out near as well as us just playing that snap funk that we're famous for.
You got your rap and your disco. You got your drum machines.
I was into all the soul music of the 60s.
Me, James Brown, Sam and Dave, Otis Redding in a big way, and King Curtis. He was a tenor player back then who was just absolutely fabulous.
Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions. That was one of the original inspirations for our first song, You're Still a Young Man, was listening to Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions.
You're still a young man, baby. Ooh, don't waste your time.
And that Chicago soul music, people like Linda Jones out of New York, really soulful music, the kind of music that Sly Stone used to play when he was a disc jockey on KSOL.
Cause I like soul with a capital S. Come on, sing. Soul with a capital S. Sweet, sweet.
I remember the first time we got a singer to cover our first singer, Rufus Miller. We got Rick Stevens. And, you know, people yelled from the audience when we came on stage, "Where's Rufus? We want Rufus!" You know, and it wasn't even 6 months later, you know, that you didn't even hear Rufus's name. It was all about Rick Stevens. And then Rick Stevens left the band, and we got Lenny Williams, and they were like, "Where's Rick? We want Rick!" You know, and within 6 months, I mean, you never heard his name again, you know. And pretty soon we started changing different members, sax players, guitar players, and now it's the kind of thing when people hear we got somebody new, they're like, we got to go down and see the new guy, I mean, because they know that we get really good people, you know. So it's always kind of a fresh, you know, burst of energy, and it's something the fans look forward to.
these guys are ridiculous. They're playing at this place called the Old Waldorf. But I got in, and I worked my way up to the front of the stages. I got up, and I was sitting right in front of Doc and Emilio and Lenny Pickett. But I remember sitting there going like, this is just the coolest band in the world. What would it be like to ever play in this band? And then fast forward to now I'm in the band, and a little deja vu hit me while I was on stage, because I went like, wait a second, I was like wishing for this when I was 16, and here I am playing with these guys.
'Cause I could never make you unhappy. No, I wouldn't do that, girl. Only wish I did love you so. Makes it so very hard to go. Come on, say.
People ask me, you know, if we were forming a Tower of Power today, what would you tell us? I'd say make it a trio, you know. But you know, we're so used to traveling with 10-piece band and with a full crew and everything that we got it down to a science. Yeah, we're probably doing 175 dates and 30 travel days all over the world. Yeah, we go to Europe 2-3 times a year, sometimes 4. We go to Japan a couple times a year. We do have a very particular way about making our music. We make it really selfishly. Make it to please ourselves. We find that when we do that, the fans dig it, and that makes it easy to go to work every day. And then we're recording an all-original album, and we've cut 14 tracks so far. My plan is to cut 12 more. So I have way more songs than I need and pick the best 12. I want to make the greatest record we've ever made.
Only wish I could love you so. It makes it so very hard to go.
Doc has a great phrase, though. He always says, when people say, you know, are you ever going to stop touring? Doc says, musicians, what is it?
We don't retire, the phone stops ringing.
For us, the phone's ringing right now.
The band's horn section has also played with music greats like Elton John, Josh Groban, and the Monkees, just to name a few. And you can catch Tower of Power on the road this summer. Just go to their website, towerofpower.com, for tour dates. Still to come, Gwyneth Paltrow's miscarriage, what E.T. knows about her heartbreak, and how close she came to dying. Plus, we have some amazing behind-the-scenes footage of the making of G.I. Joe Retaliation. Don't miss that right after this.